Hi, Matt Ritchey here, creator of The Blue Spoke, a community for conscious entrepreneurs, and author of The Best Life Roadmap. And in this video, you're about to discover how to make your productivity soar so that you get done everything on your list right now and bring on a new wave of accomplishment, wealth, and success without running the risk of burnout and dramatically decreasing your chance for failure. If you're tired of wondering where the time has gone at the end of the day, and you know that life is more than just a to-do list, and you want the type of creative lifestyle that allows you to be more fulfilled and successful, then pay close attention to this presentation, because you're about to learn exactly how to manage your time in a way that not only brings you more money, success, and admiration of others, but also allows you to make a bigger difference in the lives of those you're called to serve. Now, I know that sounds like a big promise, but if you stick with me for 15 minutes or so, I'm going to show you exactly how my clients and I are doing this every single day to create amazing results. And if the idea of using your productivity to be a powerful, goal-smashing, life-changing leader scares the crap out of you, that's okay too. Stick with me, because you're about to see that success and personal fulfillment aren't as mysterious as you might have thought. But before we begin, let me explain who this is for. So if you're an entrepreneur, author, speaker, or coach, or you simply want to accomplish more with your day, stay with me. Because in this video, I'm going to show you something I like to call driven time management. It allows you to get into massive action on your dreams and ambitions. So how do you do it? How do you create a life where you're easily accomplishing bigger goals and making the impact in the world you're meant to make? To understand this, you must first understand what's happening when your brain reverts to procrastination. This is a key point that a lot of people miss, so listen closely. So let's talk about the science of your brain. This research comes from Carleton University in Ottawa, where Dr. Timothy Cycle published his studies on the science behind procrastination. To make this science simple to understand, allow me to introduce you to two characters that live inside our minds. They can either help us get things done and achieve our goals, or completely sabotage us. They are called your feeling brain and your thinking brain. Just so you know, these characters are actually your limbic system and your neocortex, but for now, we'll just call them your feeling brain and your thinking brain to keep this simple. Here's how these two interact with each other. When you're gearing up to take massive action on a big project that is deeply important to you, if there's any sign of stress around figuring out how to go and pull this big project off, a fight is sparked between these two parts of the mind. Because your thinking brain values achieving your goal, but your feeling brain values immediate rewards like energy, excitement, and pleasure. Even though you want to do your best, the stress around these goals causes the feeling brain to say, hey, this confusion and fear is painful. I want to run towards immediate pleasure to escape this pain. Just like your feeling brain would tell you to remove your hand from a hot stove, your feeling brain would tell you to remove your attention from unpleasant tasks, even if they're tied to a goal. This internal conflict is the true source of procrastination. Dr. Cycle's research then explains that because of the way humans have evolved, the thinking brain is a newer part of your mind, and therefore weaker than the powerful emotions of the feeling brain. This is why when you sit down to accomplish a difficult task, you think you're going to get work done, and for a while you can even force yourself to focus. But the moment you're not consciously engaged in a task, your limbic system, aka the feeling brain, takes over, causing you to give in to what feels good, meaning you procrastinate. But it's not your fault. That's just the feeling brain doing its job, which is to take you from being stressed to being in a good mood, even if that means being absorbed in a distraction that will not serve your long-term goals. So how can we help out your thinking brain so it has a secret advantage over the power of the feeling brain? Because unless you have willpower stronger than Hercules, you've got to find a better way to keep your thinking brain focused on your goal until you get the success you're committed to in your business and in your relationships. But here's the good news. You now know that procrastination is not the problem. The real problem is that your thinking brain and your feeling brain are not working together the way they're made to. Once you're in alignment, procrastination will go away automatically. All that is left is you feeling passionate and driven towards success. But how do you do this? How do you create that inner alignment that you're looking for? The solution is all about creating something I like to call driven time management. Driven time management means you set up both your time and your mind so it drives you all the way to completion. This is where a lot of motivational tactics come up short. But with driven time management, all you need are three things. I'm going to name these three, and then I'm going to explain them in a way that allows you to get a feel for what this type of massive progress could feel like in your own life. And because these three things result in massive action, we're going to call these the massive three. Number one, owning your purpose. This is when you feel what you're doing has a bigger purpose behind it, and every action is meaningful, exciting, and engaging. Repeat after me. Work is only work if you'd rather be doing something else. When you feel purposeful, there's nothing else you'd rather be doing, and you'll stay focused. Number 2, having clarity. As you create a clear vision of what you're committed to accomplishing, that mental picture in your mind will show you exactly what you need to know to step into action. This type of clarity easily takes you from confusion to inspiration. Number 3, having certainty. Going from overwhelmed to decisive action can be done instantly when you're certain around what the next physical action is. You don't need to have certainty around the entire project, you just have to have certainty around the next step, and then instantly it's easy to spring into immediate action. When you get all 3 of these right, you will have total mastery over your productivity. You will get work done easily and quickly, and you will soon find yourself surrounded by success and accomplishment. Now, you may be thinking, how does purpose, clarity, and certainty cause all that? This might sound too good or too simple to be true, but once you put it into work in your life, you will see amazing results. So, let me tell you how I discovered this. And as you listen to this story, it will help you more powerfully to understand how to implement the massive 3 and become a massive action taker. In 2006, I was living in Pennsylvania, making a lot of money in the car business, but deep down I felt unfulfilled by my work and unhappy in my relationships. So I did what a lot of people do, which is to change my environment to be surrounded by more opportunity. I left everything I knew and moved to San Diego in 2006, searching for more. But even though I was eager to succeed, it wasn't enough, because I did not have the massive 3. I did not have purpose, clarity, and certainty. This means, after living in San Diego for 4 years, I found myself just as unfulfilled and unhappy as I was in Pennsylvania. I didn't know that committing to action without having the massive 3 to push me ahead meant that I was getting nowhere. But then, I had 3 transformations that changed everything. The same 3 transformations that you must go through in order to have massive action. The first was a transformation of my clarity. I was feeling alone, so I made a decision to volunteer my time at a cause that is close to my heart. While volunteering, I noticed something about the other people who were part of the project. They were more fully expressed and open with who they were than anyone I'd ever met in my entire life. This type of openness changed the way I viewed being my real true self and being a leader. Because of what I saw, I now had a vision for what it meant to be happy and fully expressed. The key here is I gained clarity because I had a vision for what happiness looked like. The second was a transformation of my certainty. I felt frustrated because I didn't know exactly what direction my life was going in. So I made a decision. I would hire a success coach to support my future, and I would commit to a daily practice of meditation to support more presence. And I discovered something. When you're meditating daily, you're gaining certainty into your deeper self. When you hire a coach, you gain certainty into your next actions. The key here is I gained certainty. Certainty in the present and certainty in the future. The third was a transformation of purpose. I found that although I had money, I felt unfulfilled. Even along with the cars, money, and beautiful oceanside view, I had this lingering sensation that made me ask, is this it? Feeling a little frustrated and lost, I decided to go on a journey in November 2012. My travels have taught me many things, but in particular, while across the world in Thailand, I had a flash of insight that significantly changed the way I viewed money, my life's purpose, and how I'm meant to serve others. When I got back from the journey, that small internal shift caused everything in my life to shift in a big way. Everything had shifted. The key here is I made a shift to having a deeply held sense of purpose, which has led me to have more powerful actions. They're also more inspired and exciting. I snapped into action and began noticing things clicking into place more easily because now I'd finally had the massive 3. Purpose, clarity, and certainty, all working for me. The way I was thinking and feeling was finally aligned. When applying the massive 3, you'll notice that you get in your creative flow in a way that creates more and more passion in your life. And you're more successful in your business, which can lead to increased income and new opportunities. And you automatically earn the trust and respect of others even without trying. And most importantly, you have the power and trust in yourself that when you say you're going to do something, you have the power to do it and do it well. And I know from experience that the consequences of not creating driven time management means distractions constantly robbing you of your precious time, feeling constantly stuck, where achieving your biggest goals seem like an impossible dream, which can leave you to feeling burnt out and even overwhelmed. What I'm going to hand you in this video is a roadmap to becoming the person you always wanted to be. A real leader who has the ability to take action and create powerful life-changing results for you and those you support through your life's purpose and where you get paid accordingly. You're never going to beat yourself up for wasting time again. Everyone that comes to you will come to you understanding that you have the magic, you are productive, and you have the ability to get things done. So let's talk about how to do all of that right now. Let's say right now you're in a phase of your life where you're stepping into your personal power. You have a big heart, you're an achiever, and you're ambitious, which means you perhaps have a big goal set for yourself and you don't just want it, you want it bad. You may not know it, but by thinking this way, you may be dooming yourself to being in a constant state of feeling unfulfilled or disappointed. Let me explain, because there's a big difference between wanting success versus being willing to be successful. Wanting is attaching yourself to a future, while willingness is about how you feel right now, in the present moment, where the power is to take action. Now, you may be thinking, Matt, you have to want it to win it. But let's step back and be real for a second. Do you remember the science behind procrastination and how the thinking brain and feeling brain must be aligned to be in massive action? If you want something badly, that causes the thinking brain to be set on the goal. But the feeling brain is waiting until the goal has been achieved to celebrate. That is misalignment. And misalignment causes procrastination. If you're not feeling excited about where you are now, if your joy is locked away somewhere in the future, then your creative energy will be nowhere to be found in the present. And that means you definitely are not on the path of massive action. That was the exact situation that my client Alex was in. You see, Alex was living in New York. He was bright, ambitious, and focused on creating a better future for himself. But once he was attached to this better future, he didn't want his present. He was just thinking in terms of his future. Because he always wanted more, his job wasn't good enough, his friends weren't good enough, and because of that, it felt like he wasn't good enough. This dissatisfaction drained him of his creative energy, needing to create real change in his life. As you know, change takes energy. So here's how you can boost your energy and accelerate change. When I started coaching Alex to get into massive action, we first built certainty into his life. We created a daily meditation practice where he began to fall in love with who he is in the present moment. This caused him to have a powerful certainty in himself. Then we conditioned his mindset to feel gratitude for the environment around him and how his present challenges were really opportunities in disguise. He then had a complete inner certainty and outer certainty that came from his abundant present and not some far-off future. The second thing we did was generate the power of clarity. We created a clear and inspiring vision for what he was doing with his life, which for him was creating an online hub for health and wellness. Once he had the vision, he went from chaos and confusion to focus and clarity. Finally, the third step was to align him with his deeper purpose. I coached him on how to get in touch with his purpose, which he discovered was to lead others to creating a healthy and vibrant life. With a deep sense of purpose, everything he was doing became more meaningful and exciting. Suddenly, with purpose, clarity, and certainty, his life sprung into action mode. He was no longer locked in stagnation. He had released his creative energy. Alex even got the motivation to move to Miami, where he is now running retreats for like-minded people and living his passion. So let's do a quick recap. Alex started off with thinking and feeling that was out of alignment. He went from the pain of confusion to the drive of clarity. He went from the overwhelm of a big dream to the certainty of small, actionable steps. He went from working hard to enjoying his purpose. Because after all, work is only work if you'd rather be doing something else. Because Alex is living his purpose, he never has to work again. Alex is now a massive action taker, and his life proves it. So right here, we have learned two powerful lessons around creating alignment in your life. Number one, creating driven time management springs you into massive action. Number two, the key to creating real freedom is to stop wanting a different future and to start realizing your willingness to create the life you want right now. So you may be thinking, how do I apply this? How do I create driven time management and become a massive action taker? Because you found this video, I have a special gift for you that will create the alignment in your life that you've been looking for. It's called the Procrastination Blaster. Programs like these are usually only available to my coaching clients that have invested to work with me, and they sell anywhere from $99 to $200. And my clients repeatedly tell me it's worth every penny because time is money, and when you get all that time back that you would have lost to procrastination, you also get your freedom back. The freedom to do what really matters to you and make an impact in the lives of those you touch. And I'm going to give you a special offer to help get you started. For a limited time, the Procrastination Blaster is available to you at no cost. That's right, simply click the button below and get your free copy of the Procrastination Blaster. Now, I don't know how much longer this is going to be available, so use this valuable tool to get into massive action today. Start getting the results you deserve, play a bigger game, and enjoy the now.